This image is me looking at a historical character probably most people have never heard of, called Kate or Catherine Carruthers. I can't remember now exactly how I came across her, but I was looking into the Carruthers name as a clan because I like to get sidetracked. And I think possibly because she was a nurse, it intrigued me. I was interested in her story. She was one of few women to receive the Royal Red Cross in 1919. She was awarded it for her bravery during a bombing raid in France, where she was on duty in November 1916. And despite being bombed and injured herself, she remained on duty for 24 hours until she was relieved. I think the other part that intrigued me was that they kept getting her name wrong. And her dad ended up writing to the authorities to correct her name in the record because she also had a twin sister called Margaret. She was sometimes written as Kate with a K with a C and sometimes given an M as a middle name, but the M was actually her sister Margaret. But in his letter, Frank Carruthers misstated it as 1916 instead of 17, as though it was asking for a correction before the event had occurred. Inside profile looks like a face, kind of. Lots of purple here. I use quite a lot of dark colours because I like going over that. I've said that before, in like silver and grey to bring out different shadows. There's kind of a figure here, stood up. I guess that could be her being a nurse, tending to her patients. And then there's all these swooshes, which is a bit like a river. The casualty clearing station where she was based was called Edge Hill at that time. So perhaps there's a link to the Somme River, which might mean the Sommary River, and was known in ancient times as Samara. And the city of Amiens would have been known as the bridge on the Samara. At the top I kind of see figures with their heads down, bowed, which would make sense because there were over 1 million casualties in that area in total. And I can't imagine the type of pressure that you would be under to deal with those injuries with probably very little equipment. There's the idea of like a figure overall with her head turned like slightly looking up perhaps, with her head right at the top. There's what looks a bit like a ladder or some sort of cabinet here at the bottom, and a kind of figure above that. It's all quite blending into each other. There's lots of different forms. And I can see a figure here right in the centre, sort of like a white purple, might be handing out medicines or something. I feel like I can see something that looks a bit like a running dinosaur or something here. I'm sure there were no dinosaurs there. So I actually painted it horizontal, but I prefer it this way. And I just like the idea of having some sort of record for one of the many women who had brave service during the war, or the many wars. Thanks for listening, and please like and subscribe.